Welcome to Citrix Tech Insights, where we provide an overview of Citrix technologies, features, and functions through detailed explanations and visual walkthroughs. In this Tech Insight video, the focus will be on using Conditional Authentication Profiles as a new authentication method in Citrix DaaS. Conditional Authentication is a new security feature to help further enhance your Zero Trust framework. Common use cases are mergers and acquisitions, granting Citrix Workspace access to third-party users and contractors, large organizations with multiple branches or departments requiring different authentication mechanisms. Conditional authentication allows Citrix Cloud admins to direct end users to different IdPs during the Workspace login flow based on policy conditions you set. As such, different end users will have different levels of access verification based on risk factors established by the administrator. Currently, 5 different switching conditions are supported that will direct end users to different IdP instances based on the defined policies. AD group membership, logon name, network location, user principal name suffix, and workspace URLs. Let's look at an example. This authentication policy looks for a specific workspace URL. You can choose one from all configured ones. You can combine multiple policy rules which are logically evaluated. If the policy conditions are met, you can choose an IdP out of all configured IdPs to be used for authentication. Enter a policy name and a priority and create this conditional authentication policy. Another important feature allows you to present a specific message to the end user if no configured authentication policies match, and therefore the access to Workspace is denied. You can format the message and enter links to enable the end user to get more information. After completing the conditional authentication profile, you need to configure your workspace to use this just created conditional authentication profile as the new authentication mechanism. Please be aware that changing the authentication mechanism during business hours can severely impact the end users. Now let's have a look at some end user examples. In the first example, we have defined a conditional authentication profile based on filtering on network locations. At first, the end user connects from a secure network having a relaxed IdP configured, which is requiring to enter username and password only. Afterwards, the same user connects from an unsecure network where a more strict IdP enforces to authenticate with username, password, and MFA using a one-time token. In the second example, both users are members of different Active Directory groups. The first user is part of an Active Directory group which has rights to access Workspace, whereas the second user is not part of this group and therefore is denied to access Workspace. In the last example, we show a typical merger and acquisition use case. Company users are accessing their workspace by using their normal company workspace URL, which has a relaxed IdP assigned. The users from the acquired company connect to their workspace using a different workspace URL and therefore must authenticate using a different and more strict IdP. To summarize, the new conditional authentication feature allows much more flexibility and offers many benefits in the authentication flow. It provides a tailored approach to all your authentication needs.